They saying they shot him back here. You know, he watching fall up there.
Impossible.
The police did this in their report.
Impossible.
So Jordan them say they didn't want to use it. I asked myself,
so Jennifer Joy should be on the indictment. Our U.S. attorney should be investigating this.
I sure
this
said
is
that to them.
At the end of the day, anytime they collaborate a story to create a narrative that's untrue
what they saw.
as police officer, they supposed to be over in the U.S. District Court. That's their responsibility. That's the truth.
Medical exam.
Ain't no way in the world.
They stole the body, right? No, they steal the body. They go to the funeral. Now, we got to change the story up. Steal the body. We got to redo something, right? So the medical exam say, well, because he said it was a fatal shot to the back where he got shot out where he dropped in. Well, it could have happened. It could have shaved the spinal cord, and as he ran, then it's salvaged.
There's no such thing as an unraveling spine.
It took 9
really
months,
isn't.
almost 7 months for them just to change the medical report.
First they said it what?
First they said
he got shot in the heart.
He got shot, he hit the spinal cord, he dropped. So wherever you standing at, you get hot, your spinal cord get hit, you drop. And they said that's a deadly shot. It's a dead shot.
But then they said what?
Now they saying that he shot back here, but it shaved the spinal cord, so he was able to run. And as he run, and then they put another story in their police report. That back here that said that while they were trying to put the handcuffs on him, he started struggling, and that made the spinal cord salvage smoke. That came out.
That's the creativity that they have down there in law enforcement.
Why every time they kill one of us, all of a sudden we become super Negro? Mike Brown was the Hawk. He Flash. Next we're gonna have Spider-Man jumping over cable cars and all type of shit.
Can I tell y'all another story that's ongoing? There's a brother that we responded to over on Wilson Ridge area. His name is Alfred Graves. He was shot after throwing. He admitted to having a gun. He threw the gun as he ran from the officer. And he turned around and held his hands up. At that point, they fired and shot him. I'm talking from the police report. They shot him, and then they stood over him and shot some more. Tried to shoot him in the head, but he turned his head, and they shot him in the face. Wow. Look it up. So at the end of the day, the officer that went to investigate, he questioned the officers involved in the shooting. They all had different reports as to what happened. The officer asked them a single question. He said, "How did you know that this young man was firing this weapon?" The lady said, "I can hear the bullets whistling past my head." The second officer said, I can see the fire coming out of the gun." Now this is the gun that he threw. When the reports came in, when the ballistic reports came in, the gun had never been fired. He didn't have any gun residue. The gun was not found next to him. But he fired this weapon. He fired this weapon. All of their reports are inconsistent, and this is ongoing. So in order to keep from being sued, they charged the brother right now with assaults on 4 police officers. This is what's going on right now. That brother's down there struggling for his life. So you know what they do? They go to your criminal history, and they create a narrative based on your criminal history. At the end of the day, the people who suffer most from this corrupt police are those who we identify as ex-felons. So when they get pulled over, they don't have a voice. So what is the first thing that the police ask you? Have you ever been arrested? Yep. And that determines how he conducts business with you. If you're of age and you don't have a criminal history, then he knows that you may be important. So it's Mr. and it's Sir. But once you open the door of revealing that you've been arrested, if he don't know it already, he can establish whatever narrative he wants. And they all, since Mike Brown, carry extra guns because they don't want to be in the position of Darren Wilson. They don't want to shoot a so-called unarmed man. They don't want that. There's some that want that paycheck that Darren Wilson got, but they don't want that.
Cut everybody out. My name is Darvell Smith. It's another ongoing shooting. This is the mother of Anthony Lamar Smith, my fiance. Well, the police officer, he was arrested for first-degree murder for killing her son and planting a gun. But it took 4 years for it to be investigated and shuffled around and stuff like that.
That's right.
And it was videotaped about it. And, the thing is, right now, they saying that he had an unauthorized gun. He was shooting at first AK-47, which was his own. He was shooting that gun at first. Then they say he turned around and shot Anthony Lamar Smith with his registered gun. But the gun that they said that he planted was a whole other gun, having nobody even established the ownership of the gun. Was his gun stolen? Who is the owner of the gun? It could very well be the police officer that's charged, that's in jail for way out on bond now. They gave him an unbelievable 10% bond on a first-degree murder when he came out of court smiling with his mother. He basically didn't have no care or concern about it because they got him on videotape telling his partner that who he was riding with to ram this guy. I'm finna kill this motherfucker. So that made it premeditated murder. So they know that once sentence come down, we asking for the death penalty.
That's right.
For that, because it was premeditated murder on that charge, and we trying to figure out why his partners that was driving the truck that he ordered to ram him, why he's not in jail right now. Because he should be charged with accessory to first-degree murder.
My question for y'all is, what information changed in a matter of that 5-year gap?
Have nothing changed. They just
they arrested him with the same information?
Yeah, it was just Brother Shaheed came and brought it to national attention again. Hey, this was never even looked at on a legal level because it was somebody else that was involved that took the police side for us on the Uncle Tom thing, but there was a female that was involved, and she told a bunch of lies to try to get a settlement when my fiance was looking for justice for her son, not no money or nothing like that. One of these officers held accountable because their contract paid killers. And they just looked over. Nobody else hasn't been arrested for it or nothing like that. And they know for a fact that he ordered his partner, a police officer, to ram this guy and informed him before he rammed that he was going to kill him. And he did it. He's not arrested or in jail. We want everybody held accountable. This from Jennifer Joyce all the way to the head people that's over them, even the judges that was involved.
That's right.
Everybody played a part. Mayor Slade,
that's conspiracy.
That's right. Mayor Slade.
That's conspiracy.
He's the biggest.
Everybody familiar with the conspiracy laws? That's conspiracy.
Tried to hush her and give her some hush money. Well, she never even filed a lawsuit or a civil suit against the police officer. She was searched for pure justice. And the other person that was involved that was lying about a baby that's supposed to be in here, come to find out it wasn't. That person went along with them and ended up filing the lawsuit, the civil suit, just to gain the money. But come to find out the baby wasn't even his. It was just a big cover up, and it's continued to be covered up. And they haven't arrested anyone else on there, and his partner should have been arrested immediately for accessory to first-degree murder.
There's another case. Let me tell you about this case that went on in Carr Square. That if some of you are old enough, you probably remember this case. It was the Garland Carter killing. Everybody remember that uprising down in Carr Square? Let me tell you something about that one. I had an officer in our office, and he told that story. He investigated that murder. He was the head of homicide, and he's coming out with a book. So y'all be aware. It's called 1200 Clark. So let me tell you about the story he told. He said he investigated that murder because the people in the community said that not only did he, prior to that, threaten this individual, they actually saw him go into his trunk and retrieve a gun out of black bag. At that point, he did not indicate that he was investigating this officer. And he found out that the partner took everything from the crime scene home. So he got in touch with that partner, and he told him, without indicating that he was interested in the black bag, I need you to bring everything you took away from the scene to the station. And he did that. But he didn't wait to get it from him. When he put it in his locker, they raided the locker and got the black bag. The black bag contained several guns unidentified. So when he got done, he said it was the tightest case that he had ever presented to the then prosecuting attorney, D. Joyce Hayes. He said he lost confidence in law enforcement because she looked at him and smiled and said, "We can't do this."
Mic check.
That was that.
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check. So I wanted to bring y'all to both sides of the story. One side of the story is a young brother who came home from work, came to the house, came to his community. Before he could even get there, was killed. Another story is he was flashed after he came home from work, and that the only witness stays right there. I want everybody to point that to the witness, because they're in the window right now. Wave to him. Hi, witness. How you doing? So we're going to keep going. We're going to have actions all week. This is going to be a hot summer, y'all. So I gave everybody a flyer. Right? Everybody got a flyer? So it's 6 o'clock tomorrow.
I need one.
The Gamble Center. If everybody come out, we're going to keep doing stuff all week. Can everybody come close? Everybody circle up.
Bring it in.
Bring it in, please. Come on, kick it off. Don't hand it out.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support each other.
We must love and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our
Y'all
chains.
better say it like y'all mean it. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support each other.
We must love and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
See y'all all tomorrow at 6. I love y'all black people.